it's just it's a good guest to have, man, because he has
very interesting.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of background to it, you know what I mean, and it's a long path, definitely a long.
Interesting might even be an understatement, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you down. For real. Like it should be, what's that nigga name? The white boy that does late night? Larry? What's his name? Late night show host.
Cool, there's so many.
The famous one, Larry fucking.
I know.
That's the one I saw Michael's featuring music in one time.
Not Larry, anyway, guy, right?
No. This should be an interview done with somebody, you know what I'm saying? This is how much of a...
Yeah, right. That's
dead ass, bro.
You guys are the perfect.
Bro,
interview, right?
What's that? Alright, the nigga from Sirius XM. I know how you know what I'm talking about.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. This would be a beautiful Howard Stern interview.
One day.
High praises. Go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead. Bring it back to you for one more time.
Nah, man, I mean, nonetheless, the fact that, you know, like I know exactly where we came from. I know exactly what we started with, what we had to work with. You know what I mean? And it wasn't something, nothing that we had today, but it was handed to us. Obviously, we had our mother that kept it together for us, you know what I mean, and kept us all out of trouble, you know what I mean, and kept us on the right path, you know. But realistically, like, there was no saying, no expectations of where we're gonna go, you know what I mean? Like, what route we were gonna take, you know what I mean? I know it wasn't really college. I know it wasn't school. I know that wasn't, you know, in it for us. You know what I mean? And like we had a father that also worked in the pawn shop business. You know, and he only taught us so much. You know what I mean? So like what we took out of that, you know what I mean? Is just we made the business mindset of it. You know what I mean? It's a dope story, man. It's just comes from a lot.
You guys took a lot from that. But CJ.
All right. Well, I'm Carlos. I really appreciate how you guys announced me, but honestly, I'm in my first year in business. That's why they call me a businessman. I wasn't a businessman literally a year ago. I was a waiter.
Exactly.
So.
Oh yeah, that's a fact, y'all. I totally missed that.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, going from working the 9 to 5.
One of the bottom level employee jobs to being an employee.
Exactly.
Yeah, going from there. So what? I mean, first of all, you're waiting tables, you know what I mean? So like, what made you feel like, y'all, fuck this, yo, like I'm gonna go out do my own thing, you know what I mean? And
actually, it was nothing by my choice. Everything was happenstance. What happened really was, how I gained my carpet cleaning experience is I worked 3 years for a carpet cleaner, one of the biggest carpet cleaners here in Connecticut, and that's where I gained my knowledge. And then
that's an important part.
Yeah.
And then what happened to him is that he promised me the world. He was growing. And I saw him growing, but I wasn't growing in the company. I wasn't making more money. I was actually losing money. When I first started, I was making commission, and he was giving me all this money. Then he started saying, "Oh, I gotta take overtime away. I'm not making that much money. Oh, I gotta take commission away." And I was with him. I rocked with him. But after 3 years of $15 an hour, I ended up getting a part-time job at Minx as I was actually not even supposed to say that, no.
Nah, that's a great piece.
Anyways, yeah, I worked at a strip club like 3 months, and I made mad money in tips, and I realized like tips was great. So then I ended up quitting that job.
He was a waiter at the strip club.
I was a barback. I used to fill up the beer bottles and keep the bar running. You know what I mean? Cleaning cups and doing that kind of thing. And then they also had a after hours club where they would sell Red Bulls and hookahs, and you get private dances there, and they would have me bar back there as well. So I would make 2 separate tips amounts each night. It was really good money. So then I ended up quitting the carpet cleaning job, and then I went pursuing another tip job, and that's how I became a waiter. And then what happened was on March 16th, I was working that day, they shut down the restaurants for coronavirus. I lost my job as a sushi. I was happy as a waiter, right? So I lost my job there. So it took me about a month of sitting at home, not doing anything, before I was like, I'm gonna start a business. And I bought a pressure washer, and I bought a business license for that, and I've been run since.
Let me add this. When you first brought up the fact that you wanted to start a business and buy a pressure washer, $1,000 fucking pressure washer. Yo, I thought you were insane. Everybody really thought you were insane.
I knew I had this because I already did a whole summer of pressure washing. I knew I could pressure wash houses. The only thing I did not know for sure is I was going to be able to find the customers.
Yeah.
But
that's obviously any business that you open.
I work for an old man who did no marketing at all, and his phone rang all the time. So it told me all I gotta do is a little marketing, and my phone will ring.
Yeah.
And that's what
That's what I was gonna ask you, because a lot of people are employees, and when you're like an employee for someone, it's hard to imagine being an employer. It almost seems impossible. It's like such a big leap, you know? So when did it seem possible for you? Like even when you was carpeting, you felt like
all through pressure washing, I never saw myself as an employer. I was very independent. I tackled almost all the pressure washing jobs by myself, you know, with a ladder, everything. Like I figured out slowly what I couldn't do, and I figured out how I could do it with equipment. I went out and bought the equipment so I could reach real high. You know, I bought a little giant ladder that can go 24 feet. And at first, I was driving a minivan. I was pulling up to people's houses in a minivan. You know what I mean? That minivan, actually, Robert was with me the day we blew the engine, coming back from one of the biggest jobs I've ever done.
Yeah.
Driving back, I had some reason lost oil and blew the engine, and I went and bought an actual work truck and kept it moving. Yeah, I bought that work truck the same day, and the next day I was at another job. I drove there legally, but I kept the business running. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of mindset I've had every single day.
that's the hustle that people don't really want to do.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody wants to be an employer, but that's the type of shit that makes
Not only like dedicate your every day to it, but also invest your money,
Exactly, bro.
your hard-earned money into it, and expect it to come back.
When you only got money like that, it almost don't make sense. You have to literally have like a life-changing experience for it to make sense to spend a large amount of money just hoping you can get something back from it.
And
Not knowing.
I'm glad you said life-changing experience, because something did happen to me that literally changed my life. Was my dog got hit by a car in front of my house, and that shit hurt me so hard, yo. It made me change who I was as a man. Made me more responsible. I was like, yo, my dog died because of my irresponsibility. That means I need to step up as a man. Ever since that day, I've been getting my shit straight. You know what I mean? I won't even get another dog until I buy a house. That's how responsible I want to be.
Yo, that was a wild day, bro.
That was a crazy day.
That was a crazy day, man. That would change anybody's life. Anybody's like outlook. You know what I mean?
I love my dog so much. He was a recovery dog.
Especially how close you guys were. Yeah, that was your son, bro.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I gave my dog away, and I still feel hurt. You know?
Yeah.
So that's like the extreme version. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, man, my dog, bro. That's my nigga, man. That's my son. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like it's such about getting a dog too. Is that it's an investment. You know what I'm saying? That eventually you lose out on. You know what I mean? Eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like eventually, it's like.
One thing I gotta say, bro, is that you raised a dog for a very long time, since he was a puppy, and you did it well.
Oh, but damn,
And there's no better.
It only goes so far. Like I wish if I could bring him for the rest of my life, nigga, I would buy him for the rest of my life.
Think about what else you spend that type of money on that's gonna last for that long.
Yeah.
And
give you that much love.
It's nothing like it, bro. They're almost too cheap. They should cost way more, bro.
I know.
Bro, for real, they're like amazing, bro. Dogs are.
That's what I said to I honestly said that recently. I said my next dog that I buy, I'm gonna invest real money into it. I want to get like, I'm gonna invest real money.
I bought my dog $40.
Make sure
Street.
everything's Gucci.
You know what I mean? But it's not even. It's more about like what I mean by is like.
That's regular though. That's
Like, you know what I mean? This is your everyday thing. Like, for instance, you know how hard it is for me to get an apartment with a pit bull? You know what I mean? I'm taking those, like, those sacrifices.
That's how I lost my
mean?
dog. I got an apartment that wouldn't take a pit bull. And I had to get rid of my dog. But I'm going to tell you, as someone who did it, it's not worth it, bro. Because next thing you know, you out that apartment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it, bro.
That's a fact. I could say the opposite, too. I could say, like, yo, not for nothing. He's helped me save my money. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even try going out there, you know what I mean, and spending bread on an apartment and paying extra for a dog, you know. I went out to Florida for a little bit. That shit was whack.
How many years you was out there for?
2 years. Well, like almost 2 years. It was like.
That's it, bro.
It was like
How old is your
year
dog?
and 8 months. He's 8. He's turning 8
Dogs
months.
been through Florida, houses in the Britain.
Yeah, I had to bring his ass to Florida. That's the whole reason why I couldn't get on a plane. I had to, you know what I mean? I was gonna just pack up, a few bags and shit and just, start over there, but I couldn't. So I ended up bringing everything. I tried to bring my Nissan out there, my engine blew in North Carolina, and then I had the dog, and I couldn't find a room because nobody's gonna let a pit bull into a hotel room. You know what I mean? So it was like I had to sneak him in and shit. I literally had to put a blanket over him. His legs were just sticking out the bottom. I had to carry him inside the fucking 90-pound pit.
Wow.
Try to hide him, yo, in order for us, because we had to spend a night in North Carolina.
Yeah, but my
And
first
how did he
apartment-
do that night? Did he park or?
Yeah, he bought a couple times, you know what I mean? That's how he is, yo. He's
Yeah,
dog,
so I was
any-
just thinking.
Any noise, yo, he's on it, so I had to slap him a couple times. He didn't understand.
You know
He
why.
didn't know why. But that's my nigga though. Like that's how hard I rock for my dogs. Like, I was not leaving him behind.
Bro, my
Obviously,
first-
I could have left him here with a big ass yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was not leaving him behind.
Bro, my first apartment out here didn't allow dogs. And that wasn't, it almost like wasn't, I was like, okay. So, like, that don't mean nothing to me.
We're not moving in.
No, I moved in and I brought my dog, nigga. I was on the 3rd floor with a big ass dog. I would sneak him out to let him go
I
outside.
remember that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it was because that apartment, the landlord didn't live there. So for her to know, she was like somebody. The landlord had like different properties and shit. You know, you had to go to her to pay and shit.
Yeah.
For her to know, a neighbor would have to complain. You know, and no one complained. Everybody in that building happened to be cool. But you know, I was willing to get caught for it and just handle it.
You lived the whole time there with the dog?
The whole time.
No way.
The whole time. I left
Man.
Sad.
The owner must have lived in like West Bumblefuck or some shit.
the whole time.
Yeah, but it's hard in CT, bro. Talk about like how hard it is just to get an apartment out here.
Yeah.
And, you know, never mind the dog, just alone the apartment, especially for a businessman. You know what I mean? Especially for like that, because like I even tried to get an apartment. They required me as a barber. They required 2 years of income statements. You know what I mean? Of like, you know, whatever. They wanted to see my bank statements and shit like that. You know what I mean?
They
You
do make
gotta-
it really difficult.
Yeah, it's 2 years. Like opposed to somebody like that works the 9 to 5. They only need like 3 months or 4 months of income statements. You know what I mean? A pay stub. But for a businessman, you need 2 years out here in Connecticut to go. Even if you got the bread, I mean, the bread don't matter. It's like they want the bank statements to show. Like it's hard to get an apartment out here.
That's probably why dogs are so hard to get out here and expensive to get out here. Because it's so hard, you know what I'm saying, to even have them and breed them. You gotta make mad bread. In Florida, bro, I used to get dogs for free. I used to go, like, there'd be litters of puppies. My boy would hit me up in the backyard with litters of puppies.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico, they're all over the place
Yeah,
too.
because they can just have them. Everybody has land, so it's not a problem about having a dog. But out here, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You have to have a dog, you have to have the
You been to
situation.
Puerto Rico?
When I was like 9.
Do you
Worst
remember?
experience of my life.
What do you mean? What happened?
It was just a lot of bad shit happening to me. I got like I'm like allergic to mosquito bites kind of. I had one on my head and it was wild big. And I had like a fade, you know, like when the skin fades.
Yeah.
So it was bad. And then it was a lot of bad shit, yo. I feel like
Nigga, first thing he said, mosquito.
yeah,
Yeah, I had no mosquito issues when I
We went out there during winter, so I don't know if
That
it's
is true.
different.
Well, it wasn't like, you know, even winter though, it's still nice out there. We went into the beach, we went to the waters.
Nah, but it was just I ain't like it, bro. I ain't speak a lick of Spanish, and like everybody, I remember I'll never forget. I walked into the mall, and there was these 2 Spanish niggas like playing like with a karaoke. They had a karaoke on the side, you know, they were using it,
Yeah.
and they started talking about me while I'm walking in. But I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what they're saying, but I could tell by what they're saying. It's not like, you know what I'm saying?
I was singing it.
Yeah, it was Gordo. All I know is Gordo. I'm not sure enough to be mad, but I definitely felt like, you feel me, these niggas was talking about me. I felt bad and comfortable. What the fuck?
That's crazy. That's, I don't know, yeah, that's the crazy one.
You gotta go back as a grown man though.
Yeah,
You're gonna have a
man.
different experience.
It was a dope time.
What? Look, girls weren't even a part of my life at that time. You know, I'm 9 years old.
The best part about
You
Puerto
understand, bro.
Rico is that you just are American there. You know, it's America. It's like going to America.
And the girls love me.
And it's an island.
You brought back to the girls.
Yeah, yo, because I'm dead ass, bro.
Yeah,
You
nah,
feel me?
girls out bad out
Yo,
there.
I love
There was very little like ugly bitches. You know what I mean? Like there was.
And if they were
all
tourists.
that.
They were from there.
For real.
They all had asses. You know what I mean?
We met some
Yeah.
ugly bitches and they happen to be from New York.
They weren't that bad though. The ones that we met on the strip, and like in the city, nah, they were straight.
Nah, the fact that he mentioned it, it said enough. You feel me?
Nah, they were fuckeries.
I think they were.
Alright, I got a question though, real
Besides
quick.
the point.
Alright. This is a good question. I feel like we've never talked about this with CJ, so. Have you ever rapped before or thought about it?
Wow, that's a horrible question.
For real?
Because I can't rap for shit.
But you had to have tried. Every man has tried.
Yeah,
That's why I asked it. Because
I
there's no
could-
way you did it.
I could say yes. I could say
Yeah,
yes.
I didn't know
I
that.
did
Exactly.
battles, the online battles. but never on like vocally. Never. I've written. Like I battled people online, and I've come up with some really. Probably if I go back and read it now, it's probably really corny.
Yeah. But at the time,
we were having fun, you know. But that's about it. And my brother is the person who has
I know that.
definitely invested into.
I got a whole microphone on my leg, tattooed on my leg.
But it's intriguing to me with people who don't. It's not a big part of them because I know for a fact like every man had at least a moment where they tried it. At least it was
at least of our generation.
Well,
for
at
sure.
least in our generation.
If anything,
Did you have a name? That's what I want to know out the gate. You had to have a name, cause
I can't say no. I can't say yes.
You can't say yes?
I can't say
it's
I had one.
the answer is the one. Yeah.
I can't say, like, I can't think of one. You know, I'm trying to think of a name, but no, I can't say I had a rap name.
Okay.
Or even like the CJ would be the
That's what I was
nickname I've
saying.
ever had.
You kind of already have a rap name.
But I like battle rap. I watch battle rap.
Yeah,
I was addicted to battle rap.
Yeah, bro. He used to show me all these battles, and I used to never even pay attention to battle rap. I used to think it was corny.
Alright, so recent
He got me into it and shit.
topics of battle rap. Did you care about the Cassidy and Hitman?
No.
The rap
Part
battle?
of it, yeah, just
Wait, Cassidy, who did he battle? He battled two other people, right?
He battled Goods, and now he battled.
Okay, so I think he's been out of here for a while, bro. I don't know why he keeps battling all these people. Cassidy, I don't know. I never liked his battle. Did you like him?
I can't lie, this is the first battle where like it seems like he won, where it's almost like
Oh, for real?
Hitman?
He's getting good? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
like-
gonna take a few of these battles for Cassidy.
and
to get
Hitman
good.
was so trash, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
I never liked Hitman, bro.
Sometimes battle rap is real cartoony, and when you got someone just rapping, sometimes you're just gonna go with the rapping because Hitman's biggest bar was some like Super Mario, like he literally did some, and it was hard. But at the same time, like then he remixed it and brought it back, like Super. you know what I'm saying?
He went full animation.
Oh yeah, like Super Mario, like it was just like
Wow,
I wanna hear
that's
that.
how he practiced it in
Yeah,
front of
like-
there. Probably had a choreograph.
That was just corny to me. Like I feel like if I would have done that in front of y'all niggas would not go crazy for that. Like why this nigga just say
Pass it back to me.
Oh,
Yeah, I see. That's why he gets to sit in the middle.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, exactly.
Spot.
Yes, you know, good.
Well, yeah, I watched like a little clip of it. You know what I mean? But from what I seen, it was going towards Cassidy.
Yeah.
And especially the fact that he just lost a face off, right?
I would
the
like.
face-off was
I would
first,
be
right?
interested in it.
And then they had the rap battle.
And he smoked his boots in the face off.
Yeah, Cassidy smoked him.
What was Cassidy's
So,
best bar?
He had to come with some crazy shit.
At least you
okay.
remember
I can't-
Hitman's horrible bar.
I can't tell you a bar. It wasn't necessarily a bar,
Exactly.
but it was a moment and it was a fact. He brought up how this nigga, he was like, let's play swear to God. And he was like, but after one of your basketball games, you came and got my autograph. And he was like, swear to God. And Hitman did not want to, you know what I'm saying, pay any attention
Yeah, but
to
you
it.
also can't just react, because if you swear to God, the niggas gonna be like,
It's a
you swear
certain
to
way.
God.
Niggas know. You might not even have to say swear to God. Just look at him like you know that's, you know what I'm saying. There's a way there's a demeanor to have when you know someone's lying on you versus someone telling the truth. You feel me?
Damn, you gonna make me wanna go and watch it, man.
Yeah.
But I only watched that little clip, and I just seen Cassidy's side, and he was talking about when he got robbed, some shit like that, for his mechanic chain.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Shit like that.
Hitman had that. Rob for his mechanic.
Yeah, but it wasn't even just that he got robbed because everyone, you know what I'm saying, get robbed. It was because he tried to pull a gun on Cassidy during the face-off because they were talking shit. So his thing was like, he went and grabbed his bag. Like, why didn't you grab your bag when he just robbed you for your chain?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fine.
So it was one of them situations where it was just like, makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
And then on camera,
after the face off, had to come on. See, I keep doing this. Okay.
It's what happened was that you fucked up and passed it to me,
For real?
and then I had to pass it to him.
Yeah, nah, we're supposed to all right all day. But anyways, let me get into another question. I told you I got a bunch for you, bro. So back to your business shit. What's one advice you'll give to someone that is looking to start a business? And then there's a second part to this after you answer.
One advice is do it.
Just do it.
I was gonna say the same shit.
Honestly,
Hard. I like that.
Alright,
Hard.
but listen, it's not just do it, but really, I did it with a YouTube course, and it's that simple. I followed a guy who ran a pressure washing business, right? And he was selling a course on everything on how to run a pressure washing business. And I watched every single video there, so I already had a good idea. I went online, I got exactly what he told me to do, get the sole proprietorship, do this, do that. filled out all the paperwork, got the insurance. I got the cheapest insurance available, and I was on the road, ready to go.
Just did it.
And I just did it. And the hardest part was advertising. And really, it's not that hard. Because when I got to Google My Business, I got all my families to leave me good reviews. So I started off with a bunch of good reviews.
Yeah, good start.
And, because I did work for everybody, you know what I mean? I wasn't getting these reviews for no reason. I am a hard worker.
Exactly.
So you know what I mean? And then as soon as I went to people's houses and they saw how, like, the money wasn't even a big deal. Like, you see, this is what, like, really, I could tell I really disturbed how people did pricing here, because the guy I work for, he was doing by square footage. And I was just setting my price on what I wanted and telling people, how many rooms you got? Boom, here's the price for 3 rooms, I'll be there. And I would go there and I don't care what's going on, I'll still do it.
So you changed the whole formula.
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of my competitors have to give pricing over the phone because I'm collecting customers like crazy because I'm giving them the price. Other people are like, oh, I'm gonna go to your house and I'm gonna give you a quote. Exactly. And people are like, oh, why? Can you just give me a price? And even though my price might be high, they'll still just go with me because here's the price.
Yeah.
Here's what I could do for you. You know what I mean? And I started doing that, and what also was a relief for me because I'm a small company, I'm a one-man team, so instead of having to drive around and meet all these people, I'm just going there and getting work done, you know what I mean? And that's how I did it. And I also quoted, with pressure washing, what's nice is Google Earth. If you're starting a pressure washing business, you could use like Google Earth and look down onto someone's house, check out their deck. You could actually outline to see how much square footage is it. You want to clean the driveway, you can outline the driveway and see how much square footage and do a multiplication to figure out how much you want to charge. It's very simple. You can see the whole house. You can go to Google Maps, drop down in front of the house, get an image of the house, move to the side, see the side of the house. And I was giving out quotes just like that. I was handing out like 10 to 15 quotes a day, getting 9 for like 10 of them. But 5 of them that banged off, I was charging $350, $400, like I said, because I was giving them prices right away when they called me. I was going online because I had nothing to do and sending out quotes. That's what all I gotta say is just do it. You know, if you have a passion, but you also, I work for someone, so I can say I just did it because I just did it before, so I was just doing it for myself now, you know what I mean? So you have to know something, like for instance, Robert, he has barber's license, and I tell him to go do a barber shop or whatever, and he hasn't done that. Or whatever, but
Or whatever. But that's a big different part. I know you're saying like you just did it, but if you think about it, bro, how many people work jobs that they can take those things they learned from that job and pretty much do it on their own? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, even at like a Dairy Queen, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot more comes to it, but they would have someone just running the whole store. This person will open and close the store, Now, if he found something to make his own store with, he would know exactly how to run a store, He would have that. It just takes the doing it. So most barbers, there's a lot of barbers, but they stay in the barber shop, bro.
That's
there's
why
a lot of people carpet clean, but they're gonna stay with their guy who put them on. It takes a different hunger to want to do it on your own and get the full benefits of that work that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I was gonna say something else, but you're right.
Alright, well, let me get to my second part of the question because I feel like, first one went off. But if you could talk to yourself when you was 15, where you are now,
Oh, that's horrible.
what would you say?
I don't even know. It wouldn't even make sense. I probably wouldn't even make sense. If I ran into my 15-year-old self, I would.
You only got 5 seconds. It's like
my
5
seconds won't even understand me. I was like, oh.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what to do with that.
Yeah,
you would only know how to get
another
to you.
motherfucker preaching to me. You know what I mean? I don't
So
know.
you wouldn't have I feel like
I was such a fraud at 15. Compared to who I am now, that's like a fraud to me. That's a fake. That's someone I don't even remember.
But it took that to get to where you at.
Exactly, and he would see you, so you would be able to get to him because it's him. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, just like I'm not saying tell him to change because obviously what you did got you here, but you could just be like, just know shit is gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? It might be tough right now.
I wouldn't take the road I took to get to where I am. The road I took is extremely dangerous.
You prefer not to.
Hell no.
Like, obviously you didn't have a choice, but.
Everything happens for me.
So what in your 15-year-old self, what was going through your mind? What was something that you were even considering like where do you think you were gonna be? You know what I mean?
At 15 years old, I couldn't even imagine who I was at 30 years old. Can you guys think about those days when you used to think of your 30-year-old self? You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously I had the whole sports, but I always thought I was gonna be just at sports.
I'm talking about, I literally used to look in the mirror and try to picture myself as a grown man and couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I could have swore I would look like such a whole different person. And you realize you look like the same. Like
for a beard.
Same with a beard. Because I had, you know, movies, you see men, right, big jack, you know what I'm saying? I assumed that I was just going to grow.
Indeed.
You're like, oh, but
You gotta go to the gym.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. It looks, you know.
Yeah. But imagine me, I thought I was gonna get taller.
What sport did you think the most?
That I was gonna like succeed in? Honestly, I thought football. I thought I was gonna.
Really?
I thought I was gonna like shoot through the roof. And honestly, I was on the path for it. Like, you know what I mean? As freshman, I played freshman, starting JV, and then I had like second string varsity. You know what I mean? So like, I barely even had practice. I just had practice like 2 days a week. I had 3 games a week. You know what I mean? It was like, and then fucking sophomore year, yo, it was another
Really?
thing.
They put you for freshman, JV, and then varsity games?
Second string quarterback. I had to suit up. I mean, not second string quarterback. I'm sorry, second string running back. And then like I had to suit up.
You know why? Because I played one game and they never chose me to play. I played football for 3 years.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You got 3 games a week.
Yeah, my freshman year. Because if you started varsity, you couldn't play freshman. You know what I mean? But I was like second string or whatever. So like I didn't start. You know what I mean? They had fucking some nasty ass running back there, yo. So I was not getting no starting time. So like in varsity or whatever, but I still suited up every game. You know what I mean? So I had 3 games a week. And then like sophomore year, like I started off at quarterback at JV. You know what I mean? I was doing nice with that, yo. And then like I fucking, you know what I mean?
I can't lie, that's one regret.
And shit.
It's
Not playing sports.
Like I played it with the family and shit, but I like the competitive.
You never played organized sports.
Bro, one
played baseball with VJ.
Yeah, alright, but I'm talking about like school and shit because you gotta understand, you pay, it's a participation type of thing where everyone has to play. I appreciate, now that I'm older, I appreciate the competition aspect of like getting on varsity. How dope it would feel to train at a sport and you make it on varsity and now you're varsity and there's JV niggas looking down on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to appreciate that part. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I never got that. I just had fun. But I was always bad in school, bro. I always had bad grades.
Yeah.
So it was never even an
changed
option.
my life. Definitely football changed.
For real?
Hell yeah. I got forced into football as I was getting in trouble. And the vice principal was like, you need to figure out some kind of after school activity. And the coach one day walked by me and he said, who are you? And I told him, because I had got transferred from Meriden to Berlin High. And then he had showed interest, and then next thing you know, the coach was at my door and asking me to join the football team. And he was like, no, you're going to be at practice at 3 p.m. I showed up with a do-rag on, looking goofy as fuck, with a group of white boys. They were all staring at me at the field. I showed up 30 minutes late with a do-rag on.
That's very good.
This sounds like
Coach
believing a nigga for no reason.
Yo, by the end of it, I turned into a man, bro. For real, that nigga turned me into a man, and I had no idea. He understood. I had no idea what football was because I was not like Robert, where Robert went through the midgets. I joined football at 10th grade. So I didn't know what plays were, I didn't know nothing. He put me in the center of the fucking thing. He said, go get the quarterback, and that's all you ever got to do, buddy. and I had one person that I would relieve, and I would relieve him for like 1 round. Like he'll go first, second, I'll run in for third, and I'll fail at third, and then he'll run in for the fourth, or I'll do good at third.